mean, he's been embezzling. He's been embezzling money, so I can at least use it
That
back.
sick piece of...
Oh, jeez. Okay, so there's the Snow's photo, I think.
The shard.
And the shard.
It's the shard.
Perfect.
Finally.
Just don't drop it, Bigby. That would complicate things quite a bit.
Hey,
Thank you, Woody. What?
Those girls are still dead. Oh, and there's nothing you can do to bring them back. And I don't know what they did, but I do know this. Oh, if they're dead, it's 'cause the Crooked Man wanted them dead. That's all it takes. So you can raw smash the place up. Shit. You can wail on me all you want, but what good is it gonna do you? 'Cause he ain't in your town. You're in his. And he sure as shit is ready for you.
Shut him up, please. Thank you.
Just shut the fuck up, will you?
Thank you. You're just trying to taunt me.
Out of smoke?
I suppose, if you use Huff and Puffs. He did save your... He did help you, Bigby. Give him one. You kind of owe it to the Woody. You kind of owe it to Woody a lot. I have to give Woody a credit where credit is due.
Thanks.
Sure, bud.
Shitty brand.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm not gonna lie. I was having trouble deciding which one of you to hit with this thing.
What? Hey, I was nice to you the entire time I was there. Okay? The entire
Jersey was
time.
wrong, you know. About what? About those girls. There is something we can do about it. We can get the fucker who did it.
I'm
Got the
trying
plan?
to get it.
Yeah, you're damn right it is. All right, go do it then.
Yeah, and don't let Bloody Mary take that axe from you again. Okay, who's driving the cab? Is it the red-haired guy?
Hey, Woody.
Yeah.
You gonna be all right?
You know me.
It's the red-haired guy! Oh my gosh! The red-haired guy is in the cab. Look, he's right there! Right there. Bigby's next. We're gonna black out and we're gonna find a ribbon around our neck. That's how this episode's gonna end. Bigby's gonna find a ribbon around his neck. Purple's not really his color, though. Well, maybe
I don't
it
care
is.
who killed the prostitutes.
jeez.
If Crane was helping himself to the community coffers, it means his hand was in my pocket, and you just let him go!
I don't know what you heard, but it didn't happen like that.
Are you denying the facts?
She's denying me the chance to get a word in. Now, Miss
Oh,
Watts...
no.
Sheriff Bigby has returned.
Ah, there's the old wrecking bowl himself.
Bigby,
Yeah,
where have
it's
you
me.
been?
I'm not finished here, Miss White.
You will have to wait. Just one moment, please.
Look what I found.
The shard.
Seems
Wow.
your dog wants a biscuit.
I'm not in the mood. And you've got a lot to answer for.
Oh, really?
Buffkin, get this piece in the mirror right away.
With pleasure, Miss White.
Finally, things are swinging back in the right direction. Good work, Bigby. You've been gone all day. What did you uncover? I thought you were going to report back to me. I mean, it's fine. So what else did you find out?
I had to get real persuasive with the Jersey Devil down at the Lucky Pawn, but he told me that the Crooked Man's door, to wherever it is he hangs his hat, it moves. It's some kind of magic door.
Do you think
Yeah.
the mirror will be able to find the door once it's fixed?
That's how Crane did it. And that's how we're gonna do it.
Excellent work. Really.
Sheriff, I could use your assistance. Would you join me at the mirror?
Is it really that hard to put that piece in the mirror? I mean, the missing
Don't
slots
go
right
far,
there.
Sheriff.
Ugh.
I'd like to
Does
have a few
Bluebeard really need
words
to
of
be
my
here?
own with you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, why did you
Proper
attack
sauce.
Fly?
Why'd you put the hurt on Flycatcher? Were you hiding something down at the Tweedles? Or was it just for fun?
Yeah.
Worked for them, didn't he? couldn't be sure that he wasn't involved, and I didn't want him interfering. I was simply endeavoring to make the search a speedy one. Surely you, of all people, can't fault me for getting overzealous in the process.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy it. You're just using that as an excuse. Not gonna work, Bluebeard.
I have more important things to deal with right now. But you can be sure that we're gonna have a long fucking talk about this when I'm done.
Yeah.
I do so enjoy our talks.
I don't.
I'll wait with bated breath.
Yeah. See ya.
I don't
Go out.
understand. This piece just doesn't want to join the rest. Do you have any idea why?
Got me.
Not necessarily.
Well, where did you find it? What has it gone through since being separated from the rest? Shattering is a very traumatic experience, you know. So this process can be a little touchy. It helps that I have a good working relationship with the mirror. And I don't mind speaking in
It's
rhyme.
not a good time.
So, can you think of anything?
Had a front row seat to a pretty gnarly brawl at the Lucky Pond. When I found it, it was still in Crane's coat. Last person I saw with Crane or his coat was that psycho Bloody Mary.
Right.
Maybe she had some...
Bloody Mary just
Yes,
seems to
Miss
think
White was
of
asking about
reflections.
her. That explains it. You know who and the mirror have a very unhappy history with each other. How would you like it if she tried to use you as a doorway?
Right,
I think I
exactly.
already know the feeling.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I know how to proceed now. It will just take a little extra coaxing, that's all. Thank you for your help.
If there's been trouble,
It could be
Right.
a while, Sheriff. I'll find you when it's ready.
second
Besides which, he might not want to come out with you watching.
Oh, he doesn't like being spied on.
If you ask me,
Ironic. Bluebeard, why are you still
Is
here?
it fixed? Did you ask about the Crooked Man?
Buffkin's still working on it. He said it might be a while.
If you're so self-reliant, what do you want from the business office so bad?
what I want is my business.
I can't take those two right now.
Tell
We're
Bluebeard
trying to
get
catch a
take a hike.
murderer, and they're over there bickering about bureaucracy. We're at war. Don't they realize that?
You're always in here mucking about.
Do you need some help over there?
Yeah, thanks. Go talk to Toad. But just so you know, we can't pay him.
Sort of, Cubo.
He really needs to go to the farm, you know. So just break the news and be done with it, okay?
No budge on that bloody glamour. I only came in to see.
Alright. You're the boss.
Toad, come here.
I thought I made myself very clear.
I see how it is. Passed off to an underling, eh? Why am I not surprised? Well, you did cause what damage brings me in here, so maybe it's for the best. Just need a little bit of dosh to cover it.
A little bit
I
of
tried
dosh?
talking to her about it, but it's like chatting up a brick wall, it is. Now, I'm sure you've got your own agenda, Sheriff, but I've taken a real wallet because
You
of
told me you would put on your glamour
You can't
coat, and you
deny
didn't.
that.
You
I'm starting to
didn't.
think you don't take me seriously.
It's been 2 days.
How many times have I told you to get glamored up?
Exactly.
You know that if you're out of glamour, I gotta send you to the farm.
Exactly.
Well, how about your friend the pig, hmm? Is he going to the farm too? Yeah? You thought we didn't know about him, huh? A worst-kept secret in Fabletown. For a friend, the rules will bend. That's a slippery slope, that is.
Man before his trial, it will look like we're worse.
I don't have to answer that
Oh,
question.
I see I've given you something to think about. Now let me add another log to that fire. If you give me one more chance and hear me out, I'll see a way for me and me boy to stay.
I'm listening.
I'm not gonna ask for any more than I need. I just want to stay. So what do you say you just give me enough to cover me glamours and we'll call the rest a wash?
What?
Please, Sheriff, don't take TJ from the only home he knows. This old glamour rule is oppressive. I've done nothing wrong but look different. You know it's not right, burdening the weakest of us like this. This world isn't kind to those of us who can't pass for human.
Look, I'll try to get you that money and get you another chance, but you have to understand, it's not entirely up to me.
Yeah, it's not enough to me.
Thank you, Sheriff. I knew I could count on you to make me whole again. We get this sorted and I'll be glamour to the nines, I will.
I mean, his son's been through a lot. His son's been through a lot.
Bluebeard, you want to talk? Now's your chance.
I've just made my donation funding this office, so direct your questions to Miss White.
Well, at least he's not trying to get rid of me.
He's not?
For now. Did you take care of Toad? I
Yep.
mean, I saw the way he left. I know it
Yep.
may not seem that important right now, but glamours are the law for a very good reason.
Don't worry. I did the right thing.
Are you sure? Because he left looking pretty happy.
That doesn't mean I didn't do the right thing.
Fine, we'll deal with it later. I know I should be asking how it got like this, but I just keep wondering why it happened. To Faith and Lily. You've seen his world. Do you have any idea why he'd want them dead? I don't know if the Crooked Man killed them with his own hand or if it was one of his goons, but someone did. What would make a person do that?
I don't know. But when I catch the fucker who did this, I'll find out why.
Sheriff, Miss White! I believe the mirror is repaired.
Oh, good job, Buffkin. Thank you. I'm
I
glad.
have to say I have been better. But thanks for putting me back together.
I'm sorry, I have to know. Mirror, mirror, we're glad you weren't slain. Now please show us that sick creep Crane.
He's probably still waking up a little.
Yeah. I want to see where he's ended up, too.
Yeah.
You will get on that plane to Paris, and you will wait for the day the Crooked Man needs you. Until
Paris?
then, not a peep. Otherwise,
Paris?
I get to deal with you my way. So please, please disobey. Wait a minute. Someone's watching.
She can tell. She can tell. Nice. She can go through the mirror.
What just happened?
We pointed you in the wrong direction and looked at Bloody Mary's reflection.
Oh, her. That explains the sting. I'd rather not have to feel the pain she brings. So, let's not do that again, okay?
Looks like we'll have to track him down later.
You're right. We need to focus on the immediate threat, and that's the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
Bigby, we don't have a lot of time.
Are you having
Let's
trouble
do
with
it.
the rhyme,
Mirror,
Sheriff?
Mirror, mirror, no time to pout. So, where does Crooked Man hang out?
Good, Bigby. Good. Oh, there's his
Recognize
brand.
the door, but that's the Crooked Man symbol on it.
The Illusive Man. He moved. His door moved. It moves. It keeps moving.
The door. It moves.
It does look
I
like a
tell
crooked
ya.
man.
Wait a minute. I know that door.
That's Central
Central
Park.
Park?
I don't know when it's gonna move again, but I'm gonna get there before it does.
Bigby, wait! When you get the Crooked Man, make sure you bring him back alive. He has to stand trial. We can't just dispense street justice. I know that emotions can run high, and you have your reasons to handle this a certain way, but we have to make a commitment to working within the law.
There's no guarantees. There's no guarantee.
I have
think
enough
that's
to worry about here while I prepare the case against him. So I'm going to trust you to handle this properly. That is, if you think you're ready.
I don't
Of
know
course
if
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
I got no
All right.
other choice.
Bigby thinks he's ready, so Bigby's ready. I feel like he's gonna get into another fight, and... Oh, the bridge. Isn't that where TJ found the body? Where it was dropped? Oh no, not that bridge. Not that bridge. Okay. Yeah, we saw that bridge at the beginning of episode 1.
That's it, all right.
Kick it down. Kick it down. Don't even bother. Oh, there's a portal. Go in. Before it disappears on you. Alright. Is that Bloody Mary? It's Tiny Tim! It is Tiny Tim!
What the hell are you doing here?
You guys
Good
were
evening,
right, it
Sheriff.
was Tiny
I'm here
Tim.
to take you to the boss. Thanks, by the way, for leaving off Tiny Tim.
I don't trust
I
him.
think I'd have outgrown that centuries ago.
I don't trust him.
I have to admit, when they asked me to watch the door, I wasn't sure what to expect when you came through that portal. But I get it. You're not here on a social call.
What is this place? Or where is it? I know I'm not in Central Park anymore.
I'm not sure. I've only ever come in through one of the portals. I don't think you can get in from the actual street. But you can't blame him for wanting to make it hard to find. I'm supposed to bring you right on in, so if you'll come this way. Look, this is the one thing I have to do. Please don't make this hard on me. I don't want to get in trouble. Will you just follow me?
All right, let's get this over with. Come on.
I don't have a
That's
choice.
all I want, Sheriff.
I have to follow him. I don't have a choice. It's probably a trap, a huge trap. Tiny Tim, you were such a sweet little boy, and now... I don't know.
Thanks for understanding. This is all I'm here to do, and I don't want to mess it up.
Put me into a trap.
I know I'm probably the last person you'd expect to be a guard, or an escort for that matter. I was a little surprised myself when they asked me to do it. I thought it was a joke, actually.
Tim, how can you be working here? You know who this guy is, don't you?
He's not as bad as you think.
That's what we're always
He doesn't
told.
treat me like some broken little kid. I think he gets what it's like. He gave me a job, and I'm lucky to have it. This is the only option I've got.
You also drive his car.
Just keep that in mind, maybe? Because if you and the boss go up against each other, the rest of Fabletown is going to get caught in the middle. And if
You
you're
can find
here,
another
it can't
job.
be good. So I hope you two can.
You don't
come
need
to
it.
understand
There are plenty of jobs
I
where you don't need to
understand the
walk.
position you're in, but you don't have to do this. There are other things you could do.
There are a lot of things you can do.
So it's just that easy.
Maybe not, but you don't want to be
No.
a part of this.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
lot of us depend on him. Some of us never get to the front of the line at the business office. But he's there. We need you, but we need him too. What we don't need is a war. Hey, Sheriff, hold up. I gotta go in with you. Can't you just wait up, Sheriff? Hold on.
Fine, I'll wait for him.
Thanks.
But I think they're using Tiny Tim's condition. I think they're using his condition to drop my guard.
Stop laughing at me. Oh yeah? Mate, I am
Tell me who the
scared.
fuck is back there.
The wolf I got a problem.
I don't exactly know. I just mind the
Tim.
door.
Come around,
The boss is there.
and like Crane before
I knew
him,
that much.
I'm sure he will prove himself quite handy to have in my pocket. Either he's smart enough to see this is for the best, or dim enough to do as he's told.
I say he'd be more useful killed, skinned, and made into a rug for me to wipe.
Tweedles.
He's right. He was fine when Crane was smoothing things over, but this guy off his leash is a whole other barrel of crap that I don't want to deal with.
So that's it then. Let's slip the dogs of war. None of you can see fit to stare him down. The best outcome you can picture is having him dead. I like to think a little bigger than that. You're not frightened, are you?
It's easy for you to say. He didn't pull the claws out
We'll
on you.
tame the whelp. Like Crane, he will eventually be of more use to us alive.
Well, I don't like it.
It's not for you to like.
I spared your life.
Excuse me, but I have a job to do.
I just wanted to hear the whole conversation.
Sheriff Wolf, sir.
Oh, Jersey. And, they're all, Vivian's in it too. I knew I was right. So wait, you're the Crooked Man? No.
Thank you, Tim.
He's the Crooked Man.
I know the sheriff isn't the accommodating sort, but you handled it. You did well. You can go now.
Where's
Thank
Bloody
you,
Mary?
sir.
Whoa, Tim just kind of teleported up there.
You see, everyone in Fabletown has a role to fill. You just have to pay attention to what they need to help them find it. Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
Smoke. Yeah, I had to put it away at the butcher, so sure. Reminds me of Lieutenant Columbo when he does that. Oh, come on. Really? You're gonna end it there? That was pretty short. But there's one more episode left, guys.
I've heard stories about you. In the old days, how you picked off those men one by one. Oh, how they screamed. The wolf is coming. And they would wait, hiding anywhere they could squeeze their pathetic, shivering corpses. Some would just drop to their knees where they stood, close their eyes, and wait for death. And you'd give it to them. I wish I could have seen it. Oh well.
Alright, the last episode. Did you send Colin to the farm? You and 39.1% of players decided Colin should not go to the farm. Not, well, yeah. I was getting kind of wary about Snow because ever since Greenleaf, she's just been acting a little off, I think. Because, I don't know. Snow's just... I understand what she's trying to do. I understand that Snow's trying to regain order, and she's trying to do the right thing. But I think going, doing a complete 180 of Crane's chaos is not necessarily a good thing either. Like, I think there needs to be a balance between the two. I'm a very big by-the-book person, but at the same time, I know that there's gray areas, and I know that there's always exceptions to different rules. There's always exceptions to specific rules for specific cases, for specific situations. And I think that it's, for people like Fables, you kind of have to take it at a case-by-case situation as much as possible. Yes, I agree, like, you need to be consistent as much as you can, but I believe that at certain times, not even most of the time, but every now and then, I think that there has to be some flexibility too, depending on what a specific situation, depending on a specific situation. So, yeah. Did you attempt to remove Nerissa's ribbon? You and 61.5% of players did not try to remove the ribbon. I wonder if Nerissa would have died if we just went and removed her ribbon. That would have been really creepy and horrific if we just saw that happen in front of us. Which crooked operation did you investigate first? You and 50% of players went to the cut above first, the butchers. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is a complete split down the middle. That is an awesome choice then. If it was that, not even by a 0.1%, 50% exactly of players went to the butcher, and the other 50% went to Jersey Boy. Did you send Toad to the farm? You and 47.2% of players decided Toad should not go to the farm. Okay. How did you... I mean, I'm starting to have second thoughts of, Colin and Toad, because I feel like I'm being hypocritical with Bigby, but I made the decision. I can't go back. So yeah, I do have second thoughts, but I can't go back on my decision now. I already chose. How did you respond to the Crooked Man? You and 24.6% of players lit a cigarette. Was that really that much of a choice? I mean, 25%, I mean, there were 4 choices, and so that's really split down the middle. I don't know, these player choices this time they were okay, but I think there have been better choices. This one, obviously, was a big one. I think this one's kind of a big one. Alright, fine, these were choices. This one, they looked like they just kind of tacked it on. How did you respond to the Crooked Man? That was one of the major choices that you needed to put statistics on. I don't know. Anyway. So, my, Huff and Puffs. You can't click on the Huff and Puffs. It was an okay episode. I feel like this is probably the weakest of the four. Yeah, I mean, we learned a little bit, but not that much happened in this episode. It was really short, and even though, again, I'm not, just because an episode is short doesn't make it bad at all. It doesn't make it bad at all. Because, I mean, as long as you're able to put in whatever content you need to put in to tell that story, then, you know, it doesn't have to be 3 hours long. It can be the hour and a half or 2 hours or however long it was. But, yeah, I mean, it ended, for me, it definitely felt shorter than the other Wolf Among Us episodes, and the same has been true with the Walking Dead season 2 episodes too. Like the most recent episode, episode 3, I think that was the shortest of the season so far. So I am intrigued by everything that was going on behind the butchers, like that area. With the restraints, like that was, you know, really sketch. Like, you know, Walt, Breaking Bad Walt with his meth lab sketch, but not in a, I don't know. It's got, I mean, there's some really interesting politics that were involved in this, just because of the things that Snow was trying to do, and whether or not Bigby was just going to follow orders without question. I was just trying to figure out whether Bigby's would follow orders without question, or if he would question, even though it was coming from Snow, what Snow was doing. And that was really hard. And I feel like the game was doing that on purpose, just to see how loyal you are to Snow, and, you know, are you willing to argue with her about certain things? Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much really to say about the episode, and that's not a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either. I don't have much to say. I mean, it was, I guess, the bridge that's going to lead us to the end. Like, it compared to the end of the 4th episode of season 1 of The Walking Dead, I mean, that ended on a huge cliffhanger. And, I mean, this was kind of a cliffhanger-y too, but it wasn't as big of a cliffhanger as episode 4 of Walking Dead season 1. So, obviously I am excited to get to the very last episode just to see how all of this gets wrapped up in the end. And hopefully they'll be able to answer a lot of questions that are still in my mind. I still don't know who had those genes. It's like those genes that we found all the way back in episode 1, which I thought would be pretty significant, so far hasn't really come up yet. And Tiny Tim, bravo to all of you people out there who predicted that guy was Tiny Tim, because I didn't see him in crutches, you know, when we first see him in episode 1. I think he was standing on his own, and I don't think I saw a brace either. Maybe I have to look at the video again, and maybe the camera just wasn't showing the brace. But Tiny Tim, I think, is legit. It's just, I think that Crooked Man's obviously using him, and even though it's harder for him to get a job, I would rather have a hard time finding a job than work for someone like the Crooked Man. I mean, there's just something about that, in the principle of it. Yeah, it's a easier job to acquire, but, you know, at what cost, really? Helping the Crooked Man doing what he's doing. And the whole Beast and Beauty thing, how they're complaining about, that one really bothered me, when they were complaining about being in debt, and they're still living with all this expensive, really nice stuff because they just want to be comfortable. And there are so many other fables out there who have far less than they do, you know, who are not very comfortable. I mean, okay, so you're gonna feel a bit homesick because you happen to not have your shiny china and whatever, all of the really glitzy things that you have in your apartment. It's like first world problems. That really irks me. There's so many people in Fabletown who legitimately are in debt, who legitimately are, you know, who are living life like they're in a very low spot financially, and yet Beast and Beauty are complaining about their financial problems when they still have all those nice things in their apartment. That just drives me crazy. I can't stand that. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching this episode. I'll most likely do another bonus episode soon, and hold on tight before we make our way to the final episode of this series. So, until then, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.